and welcome to my mother's kitchen. I'm wearing a lab coat right now because I don't know how messy this is going to get. So, the purpose of this experiment is a homogeneous mixture of bicarbonate, which is made up of baking soda, and acetic acid, which is vinegar. My hypothesis was that when the acetic acid and the bicarbonate mix, they would give off carbon dioxide and bubbles. My other hypothesis was that the apple cider vinegar would give off the most bubbles and carbon dioxide. So my online source for this science experiment was found on YouTube, entitled "Let's Do an Experiment." Although I came across this video on Google search, the exact web link can be found on my reference slide. So my materials today, I'm going to use a measuring cup, which I measure each vinegar 100 milliliters. I have 3 different kinds of vinegars, and I have baking soda, and I have a teaspoon, which is measuring the baking soda, and I have a clear glass vase to, measure and whatever, and I have this paper towel just in case if it gets a little messy, Anyways, so first I'm going to do pure apple cider, which I already measured 100 milliliters. I'm going to pour that in. And I'm going to go over and get a teaspoon of baking soda, and I'm going to pour it in and see how much carbon dioxide and bubbles it would give off. Here we go. Whoa, okay. So that was very fizzy. And that lasted about 30 seconds, so we'll move on to our next vinegar. I'm back, and I have the pure white vinegar, which I already measured out, as well as 100 milliliters. I'm going to pour that in into the clear vase. And I have another teaspoon of baking soda. This time, see what happens. That did last a little shorter than the apple cider. The bubbles didn't grow as much as the other one, and yeah. But did you notice that the bubbles were bigger? We're gonna head on to the rice vinegar. Okay. So I just wanted to point out that both the apple cider and the pure white vinegar both have the amount of acetic acid 5%, but the rice vinegar, which we have here, has only 4.3%, so it might not grow as much. So I have another 100 milliliter of rice vinegar. I'm going to pour that in. And I have another teaspoon of baking soda. Let's see if it'll grow or see the difference. Interesting. Well, it's growing. Whoa. Difference from the other two, they are the bubbles keep growing, but it has much more bubbles than the others, but it kind of stays up there like a soap or something. So we're gonna move on to a special thing, which is, I think you're gonna like it. So I have here the pure white vinegar. I'm gonna do an experiment. Since it gives off carbon dioxide, I was thinking, why not put a balloon over it and see what happens. So the baking soda is in here. When I put it out, hopefully it'll blow up. So let's see what will happen. Woo-hoo. As you can see, the carbon dioxide is growing into the balloon form and is working. So, thank you for watching, and I hope you like my experiment. Psych! I gotcha! I have the results. So, my conclusion is that my first hypothesis was right. The acetic acid and the bicarbonate, when it mixes, it obviously gives off carbon dioxide. But my second hypothesis was apparently wrong. That the apple cider, at first, I thought it would give off more carbon dioxide and more bubbles. But apparently, that the rice vinegar gave off the most, which is interesting because it has 4.3% acetic acid. I chose that it would give off more bubbles because it kept growing and it had more fluffy bubbles, and yeah. So, see you in school.